Good morning, class 4th students. I am your science teacher, and this is the third part video for the chapter 2 adaptation, how plants survive. Till now, we have seen how the plants survive on the land. These are called as the terrestrial plants that live on the desert, mountain regions, plain regions, or marshy regions. And in this part, we'll study about the aquatic plants which live on the surface of the water or inside the water bodies. So let's see. These aquatic plants which live on the surface of water or inside the water bodies can be divided into three groups. These groups are floating plants, fixed aquatic plants, and underwater plants. So let's see each of them in detail. Okay, the first one is floating plants. The floating plants are the plants which you will see floating on the surface of the water. So the floating plants grow on the surface of the water and are anchored by their roots to the bottom of the water body. So these are the leaves of the plants, or these are the plants which are on the surface of the water and their roots are down below to the that go inside the water, but they are not attached to the bed of the water. Means there is a soil inside the water, but these are very small and they cannot reach to the bed of the river. So these roots of these plants are inside the water bodies but not to the bed. Okay, so roots of the floating aquatic plants do not go to the bed of the water. Some plants like water hyacinth, Wolffia, Pistia, and duckweed float on the water. So these are some of the examples. So see, this is Pistia. These are the leaves. That leaves look like the flower. So this plant is Pistia. It keeps floating over the water. Then this one is Wolffia. You must have seen some rivers covered with the green. So that is a plant which is called as Wolffia. Okay, this is again very small plants. All of these are very small plants. Okay, and this one is water hyacinth. This purple color flower and the leaves, these are over the water surface. This is the water hyacinth. Again, when you will touch the leaves of these plants, they are wax coated. Okay, so they are very soft. These plants that uh, lie on the surface of the water, they are very soft or spongy. Then is the duckweed. See these small leaves, this is the duckweed plant. Okay, so the plant tissue, all of these that contains the parenchyma that helps the aquatic plants to float on the water. The plants contain a tissue which helps them to float on the water. Also, these are very light in weight. So these plants are very light in weight and so they can float over the water. Let's see how they adapt to live on the water surface. Adaptation of floating plants. So some plants are very small in size. So as they are very small, they can keep floating on the water. Their stems and leaves are hollow and filled with air. Their stems and the stems are filled with the air. They are hollow. So this makes them very light in weight and hence they can keep floating over the water. The plants have light and spongy bodies. So these leaves are having wax coating and these are spongy in nature, so they can keep floating. Stems are reduced and the roots are not well developed. So these roots do not go to the bed of the water. They lie in the water body only, somewhere inside, but not so deep. Okay, stems are reduced and they have a very small stems. So as these plants are very small in nature, so the stems are also very reduced in size. Okay, so leaves have a thin waxy coating. Okay, these are the adaptations of the floating plants. Let's now see the fixed aquatic plants. So see these water lily, lotus, these are the fixed aquatic plants. The fixed aquatic plants generally grow into the ponds or lakes. Their roots are attached to the bed of the water. So half of the part of this plant is over the water and half of the plant is inside the soil, that is inside the bed of the water. Okay, so the roots are attached to the bed of the water body. Their stems are again hollow and the leaves are broad. So you can see the leaves are bigger. The leaves of these water lily, see behind, or this lotus, these are broad. Okay, so they keep floating because these are very long and hollow. Okay, so hollow stems and broad leaves keep half part floating above the water surface, and so these half part are of the plant is floating over the surface. Some examples are water lily and lotus. So this is water lily and lotus. You can make out the difference between water lily and lotus. The leaves of the flower of the water lily is thin, okay, and the lotus has broad leaves, the bigger leaves, bigger than the water lily at least. So you can easily make out the difference between the water lily and the lotus plant. Let's see the adaptation of the fixed aquatic plants. They have hollow, light stems that keep the leaves and the flowers floating on the water. So they have the hollow and the light stem, so these keep floating over the, so the flowers keep floating or the leaves keep floating over the water, but the roots of these fixed aquatic plants are inside the soil, inside the bed of the water. Their leaves are broad with waxy coating that prevents them from rotting. So these leaves are waxed coat again, so these prevent from any kind of damage or rotting. Then leaves have the stomata on the upper surface to breathe easily. And these leaves contain the stomata on the upper surface only and not on the lower surface. This upper surface is uh, visible, the air is coming to these upper part only, so stomata are open and the leaves can easily breathe in. Okay, their roots are fixed into the bed of the pond. Okay, so these are some of the adaptations of the fixed aquatic plants. Now let's see the difference between the floating and the fixed aquatic plants. The difference is very easy. See, these are the floating plants like pistia that we have seen. The roots are in the water only. Whereas when there are the fixed or the rooted floating hydrophyte, that means the fixed aquatic plants, the roots of these plants are inside the bed of the water body or attached to the soil. So this is the only difference between the floating and the fixed aquatic plants, that the plants of the floating plants have the roots outside the water bed, and the roots of the fixed aquatic plants are inside the bed of the water. Okay, let's now understand the underwater plants. The underwater plants are the plants which live inside, completely inside the water. Okay, they are not visible from the surface of the water, and when we swim deep inside the water body, what we'll see these kind of plants inside the water body. So let's study about the underwater plants. The plants that grow under the water are called as the underwater plants. Hydrilla, pondweed, seedweed, seaweed, tepid grass are some of the examples of the underwater plants. So this is the hydrilla plant. You can see how thin are the leaves of the hydrilla, and also the tape grass. This is the tape grass. Yes, so the leaves are very thin and they live inside the water bodies. Okay. Hydrilla and other water plants help to increase the oxygen level in water and remove the carbon dioxide from it. So these plants which live inside the water, they take the carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and leave the oxygen for the animals that live in the sea like fish. Okay, so they take the carbon dioxide and leave oxygen. In that way they help the animals also, and they also clean the ponds or the lakes. Okay, and they maintain the oxygen level and carbon dioxide inside the water or inside the water bodies. Increasing of the oxygen in the water helps in making water suitable for fish and other aquatic animals to get enough oxygen to survive. So because of these, that they maintain the oxygen level inside the water bodies, these type of plants are also kept in the aquarium. Okay, where we have the fish aquarium and all the small plants inside that aquarium are the tape grass or hydrilla. So see, these are the hydrilla or the tape grass where the leaves are very small. Let's see some adaptations of the underwater plants. The leaves arise in cluster from the roots and do not have any stomata. So they don't have any stomata and their leaves arise in clusters. See, the leaves are attached to itself only. So many leaves attached to itself. Okay. They have long ribbon-like narrow leaves. So they have the narrow leaves and long ribbon-like, and they breathe through their body surface. And they breathe through their body surface. So see, this is the pondweed plant and this is the seaweed. Again, both of them are the underwater plants. So I hope you have understood the video. Based on the video, there are some assignment questions. What are the aquatic plants? Give examples. Second question, what are the different types of aquatic plants? Question number 3, how plants like water hyacinth adapt to float on the surface of the water? What is the difference between floating and fixed plants? Question 5, give some examples of fixed aquatic plants. Also tell how these plants adapt to grow in water. And what are underwater plants? Give some example. We'll continue the chapter in the next video. Till then, please solve these questions. Thank you.